Combining circuits from multiple panels in the same raceway is a common practice, but it's crucial to understand the rules and regulations governing such installations. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, provides specific guidelines that must be followed to ensure safety and prevent potential hazards. Let's break down the scenarios involving circuits with the same voltage and different voltages. Firstly, when combining circuits from multiple panels with the same voltage, such as multiple 120-volt circuits or multiple 277-volt circuits, in the same raceway, it is generally permitted under the NEC. However, there are certain conditions that must be met. One important consideration is the ampacity of the conductors. The conductors must be sized to carry the total load of all the circuits combined in the raceway. This means you need to calculate the total current that will flow through the conductors and select a conductor size that is rated to handle that current without overheating. NEC Section 310.15 and the associated tables provide guidance on determining the ampacity of conductors based on their size, insulation type, and operating temperature. Secondly, another important factor is the dirting of conductors. When multiple current-carrying conductors are installed in the same raceway, the NEC requires that their ampacity be derated. This is because the heat generated by the conductors can build up inside the raceway, potentially leading to overheating and insulation damage. The derating factors are specified in NEC Table 310.15 current. The number of current-carrying conductors in the raceway determines the amount of derating required. It is important to carefully calculate the derated ampacity of the conductors to ensure that they can safely carry the intended load. Thirdly, the equipment grounding conductor, or EG, must also be properly sized and installed. The EGC provides a low impedance path for fault current to return to the source, helping to trip the overcurrent protection device and clear the fault. The size of the EGC is based on the size of the overcurrent protection device protecting the circuits in the raceway. NEC Table 250.122 provides guidance on selecting the appropriate size of EGC. Also, the raceway itself must be properly grounded. This is typically achieved by bonding the raceway to the equipment grounding system. The grounding requirements are outlined in NEC Article 250. Now let's consider the scenario where you are combining circuits with different voltages, such as 120-volt circuits and 277-volt circuits, in the same raceway. This is also permitted under the NEC, but there are additional requirements that must be met. One of the most important requirements is that all conductors in the raceway must be insulated for the maximum voltage present in the raceway. This means that if you have 120-volt circuits and 277-volt circuits in the same raceway, all the conductors, including the 120-volt conductors, must be insulated for 277 volts. This is to prevent insulation breakdown and potential electrical shock hazards. NEC Section 300.3 cone specifies this requirement. Secondly, another consideration is the identification of the conductors. The NEC requires that conductors of different voltage systems be clearly identified. This can be achieved by using different colored insulation or by marking the conductors with tape or other approved means. The purpose of this requirement is to prevent accidental contact between conductors of different voltage systems, which could result in equipment damage or electrical shock. NEC Section 210.5 provides guidance on conductor identification. Thirdly, it is also important to consider the voltage drop in the conductors. Voltage drop is the reduction in voltage that occurs as electricity flows through a conductor. Excessive voltage drop can cause equipment to malfunction or operate inefficiently. The NEC recommends that voltage drop be limited to 3% for branch circuits and 5% for feeders. The voltage drop can be calculated using Ohm's law and the resistance of the conductors. The resistance of conductors can be found in NEC Chapter 9, Table 8. Fourthly, when combining circuits from multiple panels, it is important to ensure that the panels are properly rated for the load. The panel board must have sufficient capacity to handle the total current of all the circuits connected to it. The panel board's ampacity rating is typically marked on the panel board enclosure. It is also important to ensure that the panel board is properly grounded and bonded. And fifthly, it is important to follow all applicable local codes and regulations. Local codes may have additional requirements or restrictions on combining circuits from multiple panels. It is always best to check with the local electrical inspector to ensure that your installation complies with all applicable requirements. In summary, combining circuits from multiple panels in the same raceway is permitted under the NEC, but it is important to follow all applicable rules and regulations. This includes sizing the conductors properly, dirting the conductors when necessary, providing proper equipment grounding, and ensuring that all conductors are insulated for the maximum voltage present in the raceway. By following these guidelines, you can ensure a safe and reliable electrical installation. Let's delve deeper into some specific aspects of combining circuits from multiple panels in the same raceway. One crucial element is the proper selection and installation of overcurrent protection devices, such as circuit breakers or fuses. These devices are designed to protect the conductors and equipment from overloads and short circuits. When combining circuits, it's essential to ensure that each circuit is protected by an overcurrent protection device that is properly sized for the ampacity of the conductors. The overcurrent protection device should be installed in the panel board that supplies the circuit. NEC Section 240.4 provides guidance on the protection of conductors against overcurrent. Another important consideration is the type of raceway used. The NEC recognizes various types of raceways, including rigid metal conduit, intermediate metal conduit, electrical metallic tubing, flexible metal conduit, and non-metallic conduit. The type of raceway used must be suitable for the environment in which it is installed. For example, if the raceway is exposed to physical damage, it should be made of a durable material such as rigid metal conduit. The type of raceway also affects the ampacity of the conductors. Some types of raceways, such as non-metallic conduit, have lower heat dissipation capabilities than others, which may require additional dirting of the conductors. NEC Chapter 3 contains detailed information on the different types of raceways and their installation requirements. Furthermore, when combining circuits from multiple panels, it's important to consider the potential for electromagnetic interference, or EMI. EMI can occur when conductors carrying alternating current are run in close proximity to each other. Electromagnetic fields generated by the conductors can interfere with the operation of sensitive electronic equipment. To minimize EMI, it's recommended to use shielded cables or to separate the conductors by a sufficient distance. You can also use metallic conduit, which provides some shielding against EMI. The NEC does not specifically address EMI, but it's a good practice to be aware of the potential for EMI and to take steps to mitigate it. Additionally, when working with electrical circuits, it's crucial to follow safe work practices. Always to energize the circuits before working on them. Use appropriate personal protective equipment, or PPE, such as gloves and safety glasses. Follow lockout/tagout procedures to ensure that the circuits remain energized while you are working on them. Never work on live electrical circuits unless you are qualified to do so and have the necessary safety equipment. The Occupational Safety and Health Administration, or OSHA, has regulations on electrical safety that must be followed. Moreover, regular inspection and maintenance of electrical systems are essential to ensure their continued safe and reliable operation. Electrical systems should be inspected periodically for signs of damage, wear, and tear. Any damage to a worn component should be replaced promptly. The connections should be tightened to prevent loose connections, which can cause overheating and electrical fires. The overcurrent protection devices should be tested to ensure that they are functioning properly. Regular maintenance can help to prevent electrical problems before they occur. Finally, it is important to stay up to date on the latest changes to the NEC. The NEC is revised every 3 years to reflect advancements in technology and changes in industry practices. Staying current with the NEC will help you to ensure that your electrical installations comply with the latest requirements. You can obtain a copy of the NEC from the National Fire Protection Association, or NFPA. You can also attend training courses and seminars on the NEC to learn about the latest changes. By staying informed, you can provide safe and reliable electrical services. To further elaborate on the practical considerations of combining circuits, let's discuss specific scenarios and best practices. Firstly, consider commercial building where you have multiple panel boards serving different areas. You might want to combine lighting circuits from different panel boards in the same raceway to simplify wiring and reduce the number of conduits. In this case, you would need to ensure that all the lighting circuits are protected by properly sized overcurrent protection devices, that the conductors are sized to carry the total load, and that the conductors are derated if necessary. You would also need to ensure that all the conductors are insulated for the highest voltage present in the raceway, and that the raceway is properly grounded. Secondly, imagine a residential setting where you want to combine circuits for different appliances in the kitchen. For example, you might want to combine the circuits for the refrigerator, dishwasher, and microwave in the same raceway. In this scenario, you would need to consider the load requirements of each appliance and ensure that the conductors are sized accordingly. You would also need to ensure that the overcurrent protection devices are properly sized and that the circuits are protected by ground fault circuit interrupters, or GFCIs, if required by the NEC. Thirdly, think about an industrial plant where you have multiple motor control centers, or MCCs, serving different pieces of equipment. You might want to combine control circuits from different MCC in the same raceway. In this case, you would need to ensure that all the control circuits are protected by properly sized overcurrent protection devices and that the conductors are sized to carry the total load. You would also need to ensure that the conductors are properly identified and that the raceway is properly grounded. Also, remember that proper documentation is essential for any electrical installation. Keep detailed records of the circuit configurations, conductor sizes, overcurrent protection devices, and grounding connections. This documentation will be helpful for future maintenance and troubleshooting. It will also be required for inspections by the local electrical inspector. The documentation should be kept in a safe and accessible location. Furthermore, consider the impact of future changes to the electrical system. If you anticipate adding more circuits or increasing the load on existing circuits, you should design the system with enough capacity to accommodate these future changes. This may involve using larger conductors or installing larger panel boards. Planning for future changes will save you time and money in the long run. Lastly, remember that electrical work should only be performed by qualified electricians. Electrical work can be dangerous, and it should only be performed by individuals who have the necessary training and experience. Hiring a qualified electrician will ensure that the work is done safely and in accordance with all applicable codes and regulations. In addition to the aforementioned points, it is worth mentioning the importance of using proper wiring methods and materials. The NEC specifies the types of wiring methods that are permitted for different applications. Some common wiring methods include conduit, cable, and wireway. The wiring method used must be suitable for the environment in which it is installed. For example, if the wiring is exposed to moisture, you should use a waterproof wiring method. The materials used for the wiring must also be compatible with the conductors and the environment. For example, if you are using copper conductors, you should use connectors and terminals that are designed for use with copper conductors. Using incompatible materials can lead to corrosion and electrical failures. Moreover, it's crucial to pay attention to the details when combining circuits. For example, when making connections, ensure that the conductors are properly stripped and terminated. Use the correct tools and techniques to ensure that the connections are tight and secure. Loose connections can cause overheating and electrical fires. Also, be careful not to damage the insulation on the conductors. Damaged insulation can lead to short circuits and electrical shock hazards. Tape or replace any damaged wires. Furthermore, when running conductors through raceways, be careful not to overfill the raceway. The NEC specifies the maximum number of conductors that are permitted in a raceway of a given size. Overfilling a raceway can make it difficult to pull the conductors and can also reduce the ampacity of the conductors. Consider the long-term effects of combining circuits. Over time, the electrical system may be subjected to various stresses such as temperature changes, vibration, and moisture. These stresses can cause the connections to loosen, the insulation to deteriorate, and the conductors to corrode. To minimize the long-term effects of these stresses, use high-quality materials and construction techniques. Also, perform regular inspections and maintenance to identify and correct any problems before they become serious. Remember that safety should always be the top priority when working with electrical circuits. Always follow safe work practices and use appropriate personal protective equipment. If you are not sure how to do something safely, ask for help from a qualified electrician. Taking shortcuts or ignoring safety precautions can have serious consequences. Finally, remember that the NEC is a complex and ever-changing document. It's important to stay informed about the latest changes and to consult with a qualified electrician if you have any questions or concerns. By following these guidelines, you can ensure that your electrical installations are safe, reliable, and code compliant. In conclusion, combining circuits from multiple panels in the same raceway is a common and acceptable practice, but it requires careful planning, execution, and adherence to the NEC. By understanding the rules and regulations, using proper wiring methods and materials, paying attention to detail, and prioritizing safety, you can create electrical systems that are both efficient and reliable.